Okay, we're here today with in the cold with Donnie Ross, who is a lifetime supporter of Highland Car Club, Snowman Rally, motorsport in general, has been around for a few years, shall we say, to help people out in motorsport. So some of you may not know, but I am Donnie's daughter. I'm the youngest of four. We've been a motorsport family for a number of years. Some of us involved. As I say, I'm the youngest, so I kind of remember it most from the 1970s, getting involved when Dad was involved more in servicing with some of the rally cars, and some of the crews we'll go on to in a minute. Then my sister next to me, Katrina, she's also been involved, helps out her children as well. And they're keen supporters of the event as well. And my brother Donald, so young Donnie Ross, who's navigated for quite a number of people. Dave Ross, Dave Sinclair, going back years and years. So it's we are a bit of a motorsport family and have been for a number of years. So we thought it'd be quite good to get a bit of background into Dad's history of the club, how he became involved in things, because it's been a number of years. We're in strange times this year with the horrible restrictions that we're under, and because Dad's in my family bubble, that's why we're able to be here today, and we're not having to do it on a Zoom call online, because that might be a stretch too far for me, never mind for Dad perhaps. So we're here. So we'll start off. So Dad, you first got, well, I remember first being in the 70s when I was quite little. The first ones I probably remember getting involved with was Roddy and Murdo Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah. What car did they start off with?
Mark 1.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Same car, different rallies, or did they kind of flit about a bit?
They're different cars. Murdo had the Mark 1, Roddy had a Mark 2 after.
Yep. Then you started helping out more so with, was it Charlie Barkley then?
And Charlie Barkley built Charlie's car for him.
Charlie's car, yeah. So Charlie is a farmer from out the Bewley area. Charlie rallied successfully in a Hillman Avenger.
Hillman Imp.
Sorry, Hillman. Don't forget the Imp, right? Okay.
Everything was told to him every event.
So I don't remember so much the Imp. I do certainly remember the Avenger. That was
Avenger was built later on.
Yeah, and it was an amazing vehicle. It was an amazing rally car, and such a talented driver. Then from there, you probably went on to what then? Scrutineering after that. Yeah.
Scrutineering then. Yeah.
So Dad's always been involved with the car club, as I say, for a number of years. You came onto the committee, you were on in the 80s maybe?
Yeah.
Dad went onto the car club committee in the 80s and then focused more so, whilst continuing to stay on the committee of the club and helping out with numbers of events. I remember we used to go out road rallies, we used to go out marshalling and things in the middle of the night and all kinds of places, which is why I probably have my history of the roads round about the Highlands that I have these days. So Dad used to do a lot with the club, and then went into scrutineering. So you've done a lot with scrutineering, scrutineering all over the country. What would you say in all your years of looking, who would have been the best turned out clubman's car at scrutineering?
That's a difficult one, that. A lot of them were pretty good that days.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how good some of them were.
Yeah. Quite a few. We'll maybe come back to that one.
Yeah.
Trying to think who would have been the best. Okay, so who's the most promising of clubman drivers that you've seen over the years?
You do Monroe.
Yeah.
What's his name? Drakey's.
Yeah. I think for me, and I think you too, Stephen Ronaldson. Stephen has been one of the most promising rally drivers that I've seen, and especially in sprints.
Charlie Barkley's a good driver too.
Charlie Barkley
didn't have the time to do it.
With his farming.
2 farms.
Yeah, with his farming.
Didn't have the time to commit to rallying all the time.
Yeah. Hugh Monroe. Kirk Hill was an amazing driver as well.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot in the earlier years.
A lot of good drivers around.
Yeah. So
what about
the Gervins, absolutely. Jimmy Wilson.
and Wilson.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. So there's been a lot of promising drivers. The Snowman has been a big event for a long number of years, and there's been a lot of locals come and gone in the event. I'm trying to think who else there would have been. So perhaps maybe what we should have touched on to start with was that your history originally was mechanics, which is what brought you into rallying, but your career was in crane driving in Ardeshir, in the oil yard in Ardeshir. So you were there for
28 years. 28
years. So Dad was the crane driver in probably one of the largest cranes that was in the yard. And if you ask a lot of the Barmac or the McDermott employees, there's always going to be a story there about the things he used to do before health and safety really took off and scare the living daylights out of him in the baskets, putting them up and down on the structures to get them fixed with the crane. So there are a lot of stories attached to that. Maybe that for another day. So you started your career in that, and then alongside that, you were doing your rallying, doing the servicing, scrutineering. You've travelled all over. You used to do the karting up in Golspie. You would go to Boindy, Crail, lots and lots of different events. One of the things that some people may not know is that you were involved with helping out Lewis Car Club in setting up the track in Stornoway, yeah? Yeah, so Dad helped them look at layouts, look at different things, and that was a huge thing for the Islanders, for motorsport for youngsters, not just youngsters, but for all of the motorsport enthusiasts in the islands. That was a venue that they could go to. So that was a bit of work that you did with that. Now, some of the characters that might have come out of, I was going to ask you, what was the noisiest thing you ever heard of at Golspie? But in that respect, I didn't really mean a car. I was probably thinking about Alan Mackay when he was doing his commentating in the box, because you were never safe.
You weren't safe in Golspie with Alan around.
You were scared to walk from the paddock across to the main building.
Or anything.
Or anywhere, because he had eyes on everybody and guaranteed he would have a comment to make.
Oh, absolutely.
And none of it clean or fitting, perhaps, maybe.
A lot of the comments he made, I don't know how you got away with them, to be honest.
Exactly. And not
sued for them.
Oh, I know, slanderous. So we'll look now, maybe still talking about your scrutineering days. Have you had any cars that have turned up at scrutineering, trying to pull a stunt that think, I'll get myself through scrutineering, he'll never know the difference?
Not that, but then you just tell them to go away and sort it out and come back in the morning.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why you've been going to get some that are going to try.
Not so long ago.
Yeah. You're always going to get some. Steel wool up the exhaust was one of the early ones.
That was a favourite one.
That was a common one to try and reduce the noise of the car.
It did reduce the noise, but it just burnt out eventually.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't a problem.
Yeah, and so you also ventured into rallying yourself, co-driving, much to my disgust, for the first time, I think probably at the ripe old age of 70.
Probably around that time, yeah.
That I really remember, and I think it was at that point my hair turned grey overnight, but you enjoyed that. You went out with Roddy Graham. Yeah, and then latterly, in the last few years, Donnie Morrison from Dingwall. Yeah, you had to run out with Donnie a couple of times. Yeah, and then in the last few years, more so with Philip McKeever. At what age did you last navigate? 80? 80. Yeah, still going strong, still navigating, and still giving me grey hairs.
If there was a Snowman issue, I'd be out again.
No, I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. No, I'm. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think it's great that at the age that you are, because you are now 84, and you're still going strong, still enjoying your motorsport, still enjoying all the contacts you've made through motorsport over the years, and it's been great. So it's been a fantastic career for you, and you've been very well respected by a lot of people, and always at scrutineering, when I usually organise scrutineering at the Snowman, I always get people coming to the door and say, "Oh, can I get your dad? Oh, can I get your dad?" So that's a common request with the competitors at the door of scrutineering. So that's another thing. So talking more maybe now about, some people may not know that you got in 2011 the Scottish Rally Championship awarded the achievement in motorsport, lifetime sort of achievement in motorsport. So we went to Glasgow to get that award, so that was quite an achievement. Yeah.
When I got from the MSC, not somewhere.
MSA, I got another award from the MSA for lifetime sort of achievement for all you've done in motorsport as well. So it's nice that it's been recognised, and it's been good. But things have changed a lot. Safety side of motorsport.
They're changing a lot more now.
Yeah, in the cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The cars are better prepared cars today.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, do people have more money or better? I don't know what it is, but the cars definitely are better prepared.
Safer.
Safer all the time.
Yeah, and more restrictions, of course. What has to be done with Motorsport UK, with restrictions, but rightly so. And for that reason, it's from when you first started rallying in the 70s to what it is now. There's a big difference in the safety of the cars.
Oh,
yeah, which is good. Good.
Much better prepared cars.
Yeah. So that kind of wraps up a lot of, well, it doesn't really, we could be here for a week talking about lots of different things, lots of different stories, but it's nice to have a little bit of memories that we can share with people when we're not going to be having a rally this weekend. Hopefully we'll look forward to next year, but at the moment, not this year. So what's sort of been summing up your motorsport career in all avenues, marshalling, navigating, servicing? What have you been most proud of, or where you've helped out with karting and everything? What's been the best?
I would say the time I spent with cars, building cars, and was the most.
Yeah.
It was the best time I had. It was really involved in the motorsport.
And it's a motorsport family.
Oh, that's right.
It is very much a motorsport family. It's been said many times before.
It was a great achievement to start the Scottish Rally on Hillman Avenger and finish it, never spun or knew it.
Yeah, that's good.
Never touched it. Changed the oil.
And that's with Charlie Bartley driving. Well, that's a feat in itself. Well, I think that kind of wraps up what we've got. I mean, I got involved in rallying because of Dad, because Dad was involved in rallying. I started in the committee when I was 21, and I've been on ever since. I'm now president of the club, and I must say I'm immensely proud of Dad for what he's done over the years, how many people he's helped out, and how many people admire him and adore him and think he's a legend, which he is. He is a legend to many, but at the end of the day, he's dad to us and granddad to us, and that we're very, very proud of. So I think that's all we can say for now. Probably I've done more talking than Dad's done, but we're lucky we've even got him here. We had to pin him to the bale to get him to do that. So we hope you've enjoyed listening to what we've got to say, and never know, we might do more.